Hi, this is Nicolette out here at Hidden Villa. I'm a gardener and this is my beautiful garden. So I wanted to talk to you today about what plants need to survive, and I think what I'd like to do is ask you that question. So what do you think plants need in order to survive and grow? Well, I'm sure you had some great ideas on what plants need in order to survive, and maybe you mentioned water, and maybe you mentioned soil. You may have even mentioned sunlight. And those things are all correct. We, out here at Hidden Villa, we raise a lot of plants in this beautiful garden to share with students. And I'm a pretty good gardener, but I need some help from the environment here. So, for example, we came out here in January, and that's the middle of winter here in California. And at that time, the high that day was 59 degrees, the low was 42 degrees. The sunrise was at 7:13 in the morning. The sunset was at 5:30. That's pretty early. And there was about a 60% chance that it was going to rain that day. A lot of plants struggle in the winter time. And it's basically because there's not a lot of sunlight, right? It's only a very short day, and you can probably do some math and figure out how many hours of the day we had sunlight in January. Also, the temperature is a lot colder in January. So here we are, almost exactly 3 months later in April. The high for today is going to be 67 degrees. The low is going to be 52 degrees Fahrenheit. The sunrise this morning was at 6:20 a.m. and the sunset is going to be at 7:51. So again, you could do some math to figure out how many hours of sunlight there is today and how much more there is now than just 3 months ago. Today, we have about a 30% chance of rain. So you can imagine the plants really like to have rain, but because it's so cold in the winter and there's not as much sun, the plants really prefer growing this time of year in the spring. And the spring and the fall are really the most, we call it, abundant time of year. Do you notice how many flowers are growing around the garden right now? There are no flowers in the winter because it's too cold for them to put out these beautiful, delicate flowers. And all of these plants are going to go from flower to seed so they can make new plants for next year. So we have to really think about what these plants need to grow and survive. Certainly, sunlight is a big part of that equation. And here at Hidden Villa, sort of get around the problem of not having enough water in the spring or not having as much as the winter by watering. And in fact, we turn off the sprinklers in the winter because there's enough natural water to grow the plants that we want to grow here. So that just gives you an idea of the needs of plants and how I, as a gardener, sort of make choices to help my plants grow. So I can really shape my garden by knowing what plants need to survive. I hope you can come out here and enjoy this beautiful garden because I love it, and the kids that come here love it too when they come with their school. So this is Nicolette saying, hope to see you on the farm. Thanks for listening in.